Hey, what's up guys? As I was putting this video together, I realized that in all the craziness and a move, I forgot to shoot my follow-up video. Just to let you know kind of how funny this is. Today's November 30th. Tomorrow's December 1st. Thankfully the snow hasn't quite let fly, but it's trying to snow as I speak. Sorry this video's so long. It's meant to be a comprehensive review of Chaco's Z2 style sandal for somebody who's never purchased Chacos before, since this was my first pair. And so that's where we're going with this video. That's why it's so long, because there's been a lot of stages to it. So with that being said, let's get into the video. You guys can kind of follow me on my journey through buying my first pair of Chacos. Welcome back everybody. As you can see from the title of the video, I recently purchased my first pair of Chaco Sandals. So I just wanted to talk about the fit, what I think, some next steps. So the short version is they fit my foot great, but I do have an issue with the toe loop tightening, so I'm gonna send them to the ReChaco people and see if they can get that fixed up and see if they're gonna work better for me. So let me show you what we've got here today. I purchased the Chaco Z Cloud 2. If you're new to Chaco, 2 for the toe loop. The Z Cloud looks like a newer thing. I've had my eyes on Chaco sandals for a long time. I just never got around to buying a pair. I don't know if you can see that. The Z Cloud is this gray part. It's a little more squishy. The black doesn't really have a lot of give, as probably a lot of you already know. If you're new to Chaco, you've probably seen the design around, and basically you've got this point anchored here. This nylon strap runs all the way through the entire sandal, so it comes down here on the outside of the foot, actually runs through the underside of the footbed over here to the toe loop portion, wraps around your big toe, goes under the toe, and then comes around to the outside of the foot, underneath to the inside where you have your tightening strap. So you can adjust the sandals by pulling on all these different points to adjust your fit. So you can get a really nice customizable fit, which is really cool. And so far I like them, except for the ReChaco portion, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So my issue, and I think something that's really important to understand when it comes to footwear, because it's not helpful if I just say, yeah, these fit great, but that leaves you wondering, well, maybe they fit great, but what's your foot like? So a little bit about me is I have weirdly small and narrow feet for a guy. I also have really high arches. As you can see from this image, you can see the difference between a high arch, a normal arch, and a low arch. Now if you're a Chaco owner and you have a normal arch, low arch, or even a high arch, please comment below, because I would love to hear, and I'm sure other people would too, how your Chacos feel on your foot. How are they? Now, having a high arch, the struggle of a person with a high arch, at least for me, is that when I try a shoe on, a lot of times they don't fit well. A lot of times what it feels like is happening is you have all your weight on your heel and the ball of your foot, because those are the 2 points that are obviously taking a lot of the weight. But rather than, even standing on flat ground, sometimes shoes feel like they're almost have this shape, like there's less than no arch support. And for somebody with high arches, that is horrible. One of the last times I tried to buy shoes, I spent hours. Yes, it takes me hours just to find a shoe that's comfortable. I'd been looking for a few hours, and I finally tried on a pair of Nike Free RNs, and maybe I should do a video on those too. But I mean, my feet kill after trying on shoes with no support for hours. I put that shoe on, and it felt so much better. I mean, just instantly, when your feet hurt and you put on a shoe that fits right and is comfortable, it's a world of difference. It's amazing. So my issue with Chacos, and the reason they're being ReChacoed, is the high arch. I got online and I found that they had a chat support, and so I told the service person on the other end, I said, hey, I have an issue with my Chacos that I wear them for maybe 5 minutes, and the toe loop just wrenches down on my toe to the point that it's painful. And I'll describe that more, and I'll show you what the fit looks like on my foot. And they said that they have a toe loop tightening service that falls under the warranty, because that oftentimes happens to people with high arches or a high instep. So I am going to send these in. I've got the paperwork all set up. I just wanted to show you guys a before I sent them in, and give you an after overview. And so this is probably a good time to switch the view. I'll show you these on my feet, and so we can talk about the fit. We've already talked about my foot a little bit, and so we'll go and we'll do that next. Alright, so here's what we've got. We've got my left foot. I already pre-adjusted this to what is comfortable for me. I thought it's a good opportunity to show you how the straps work. I think that sandals are a great choice in footwear when you're going to kind of be out and about all day and may want something a little more substantial than flip-flops, but something that's still going to keep your feet cool in the summertime. So to show you the straps again, here's the fixed point. It runs down this way. We want this to go this way and tighten, so it runs under the foot over to here. We'll tighten that. And I guess before I actually finish, is I saw another video of a young lady describing how Chacos are supposed to fit. Now I wear about a 7.5, 7-ish, and it's important to note that when you have small feet for a guy, the smallest size Chaco makes is a 7, and so I like to just kind of land my foot in the center, and this strap on the heel is still a little loose. I saw a video that a young lady described the best fit. The way to fit a Chaco is you put your foot in and you slide your heel all the way to the back so it's tight, and it'll give you a nice tight fit, which makes sense. But for me, a 7 being the smallest size they even make, is that I have lots of room here on the toe and really could use probably a smaller size if I'm fitting it that way. So like I said, I kind of leave my foot up a little higher, and after I saw that video, I actually went and tried on a Kids 6, thinking that that's probably the next size down. The kids' sizes, they're just built less substantially. I mean, kids go through shoes like crazy. Their feet grow fast. And my feet were way too wide. I wish I would have taken some pictures of this because it was kind of humorous. Kids 6, no good. The width, absolutely not there. So I tried a women's 8, which would roughly translate to a men's 6, or so I thought. And the shoe was just too narrow. It just looked kind of weird. I also tried on some Z1s, thinking that, well, maybe without the toe loop I wouldn't have the toe loop tightening problem, because eliminate the toe loop. And I found that the Z1s seem like they have just a slightly wider strap, which just feels really weird on my small foot. So to finish here, so we pulled this one tight in the toe loop, comes around under the toe, pull that one tight. With the toe loop tightening issue, I definitely like to give myself a little room. I like that the toe loop makes it feel a little more substantial like a shoe, so I guess we'll see how the fix goes. And then you pull up here by the arch to snug that down, and then we're going to tighten down our strap. Now, as you can see with my small feet, it tightens basically all the way down, and this strap can easily drag all over the ground. So the best suggestion I saw is you take the strap and you just push it up underneath your heel strap so that your tag is facing outward. And what that does is that'll come down, and it snugs it right on that heel strap. It keeps it out of the way. It's comfortable. I don't even notice it, but it keeps it from dragging on the ground because I don't want that strap to wear out, because when you're spending as much money as you do on Chacos, it kind of stinks to have stuff wear out. Which reminds me, I ought to talk about where I got these. But first I'll finish my train of thought. And the toe tightening issue, like I said, if you've got high arches, can be a little bit of an issue. Here, as you see, this heel strap is pretty snug. Top strap's snug. Just the toe is kept a little looser. But what happens is, as I walk, your foot is pushing against these straps, or pulling. And I think basically what is happening is this strap runs under your foot. And with a high arch, this part of your foot doesn't put a lot of pressure down. And so what's happening is, as this pulls, it's working the strap to come this way. So essentially it's tightening this down on the toe. This strap has all this space, and you're pulling against it. And so it pulls this strap here, essentially loosening that significantly. So as you walk, it's just continually pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. And so what happens is you can even see a little bit of the white mark as to how that's pulling, especially here. It kind of turns my toe blue. It really wrenches it down into the sandal. And in doing so, it also wrenches this knuckle down into the sandal, which after a few hours has really caused some pain. And having high arches and trying on ill-fitting shoes more often than not, I've kind of had enough of poorly fitting shoes, so I've decided I'm all about just getting shoes that fit. They're comfortable. You could wear them for long periods of time. And anyway, so I'm going to send these in to try fixing this toe tightening problem. Because basically what happens is it's wrenching this down into the sandal, and then around the ankle, it becomes much looser. You walk around, it's not as secure to your foot, yet that is way too tight. And so we'll see what happens. With my feet being a little small, I think, I probably could safely have them take in this strap a little bit. That's another service they offer. And I'll include a link to the ReChaco site just in case anybody needs that. But I think maybe they could take that in a little, but I'd like to see if the toe tightening will be fixed, because if that can't be fixed to a point that these can be comfortable and fit how I want them to right out of the gate, then unfortunately Chacos aren't going to work for me. So I am going to go take a short walk, and then I'm going to come back and show you the result. And then I'll talk to you about where I got mine, and hopefully that'll help. And if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. We'll come right back to this. And we're back. I just went for a short walk, and I counted, it was about 400 steps. So here's the comparison. that room that I left around the toe is no longer there. You can see a little bit that the strap moves freely. Now I have the issue more in my right foot than my left, it seems, but I mean they both definitely do tighten down here. And then you can see the ankle strap is a little bit looser than when I had taken off. So it's not super noticeable, and really it would crank down more had I walked for longer. But it does leave me, as I stand in them, it leaves me feeling like I need to tighten this strap, which really only makes the issue worse because I tighten it so it feels more secure, and it just continues to pull and to pull and to pull. So there's the toe tightening thing. So like I said, we'll send them in, get them back, and see how they are. And hopefully that'll take care of any problems. So let's talk for a minute about where to pick up Chacos and how to get them for a good deal. So obviously you get them from retailers for about $110, which always seems kind of pricey to me because it's not exactly a full shoe, and I can't remember the last time I paid $100 for a pair of shoes. I mean, even a good pair that are supportive and comfortable and everything. Where I picked up my Chacos was from shoes.com, and they seem, from what I read from reviews, people had a really hard time with returning the shoes if they didn't fit right, and getting the right ones ordered. It seemed like that tends to be kind of a hassle. So I would suggest, if you're ordering from shoes.com, to try and make sure you know what you're ordering. You know, if you can go to a big box store, if you can go to REI or something to try on Chacos first, because I had never tried Chacos before. I've never owned a pair or anything. If you can try them on first, and then you can order them from shoes.com. I got on Google and just Googled shoes.com coupon codes, and it took me to, I think it was retailmenot.com, or I mean there's like groupon.com and all these places that you can get deals. But I found the Chacos were either right around the same price as retail or slightly under. If they were slightly under, it wasn't much, maybe $10. And so I Googled the coupon code, and I found one for 30% off plus free shipping, which seemed like it was a really good one. I've looked up other coupon codes after the fact, and I more commonly see 20% off, or just free shipping. So that brought my Chacos to about $77, not too bad. The downside is that, you know, I am going to have to pay for the shipping to send it out to be ReChacoed. They should be covered under warranty, and then Chaco is going to charge $7 for the return shipping. I'm guessing it's probably going to cost hopefully about $10 to send them out. So, I mean, you're looking at probably at least an extra $17 that you could tack on to the $77, which is going to make it like $94 to have the toe tightening issue fixed, which stinks, but it's still under the 110, and I did save some money on some other purchases, so I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about sending them out to get them ReChacoed. One last thing to mention that I don't quite recall if I covered is that in my research about the toe tightening issue, a lot of people said, oh, you just gotta wear them. Take them to all the places where you're gonna get stuff down in the straps. Get them wet, get them sandy, get them muddy, and the straps will start to stick right where you want them to, right where they're comfortable. The only problem for me is that with the toe tightening, it only takes 5 minutes for it to start tightening on the toe, and then it loosens up here. I'm tightening this, toe tightens, tighten this, toe tightens, tighten this. You see where I'm going? I can hardly get to those places to even test that theory out. Hence the sending them in for the toe tightening issue. Other than the toe tightening, those first few minutes when I put them on, if I'm just mostly doing a lot of standing, if I'm home or not doing a lot of walking around, they are pretty comfortable, and I like them. So I hope the toe tightening works. I hope I don't have to send them back to shorten that heel strap, because that would stink. That's going to be probably another $17 at least to do that. But sometimes you got to do those little quirky things to get them to fit, and that is the nice thing, that they can do that stuff, because with a normal pair of shoes you're not getting any services like that to get your shoe to fit better. You get what you get with shoes. So I guess maybe that higher price tag is worth it. And I have heard these last 10 years pretty easily for a lot of people. I live in a climate that, we get a pretty solid winter. It's probably winter more often than it's not winter. But I'm excited to get them back and see how the service goes. So today is August 17th. I'm going to go ship them out. It's a Friday, and so hopefully they'll actually get sent out Saturday, sorted and shipped, get to Chaco. Hopefully they'll be back within a couple weeks here, so we'll still have some warm weather to get to wear them and see how the service went. We'll see. Thanks guys, and we'll pick this back up when they come back. Hey guys, today's Friday, September 14th. It's somewhat early. Guess what finally came back from the ReChaco? Yes, I'm excited. I've been missing them. I'd like to wear them, send them out to get the toe loop tightening fix done. So we'll just take a quick look at them here. Initial impressions, and then we'll go more in depth later when I'm actually cleaned up and a little more awake. Looks like we got more tape than I thought. Birds are going crazy. So taking a look here, looking at the footbed, I mean, they look a little dirtier than when they left, but if the toe loop tightening is fixed, I'm good with that. That's fine. It's the right one. Looks good. I'm impressed. I was worried because I'm sure they've got to take that bottom sole off. Oops. I'll have a look at the left one here too. When I say it's dirty, it really just looks kind of dusty. Lots of little debris all over. I'm impressed. They look good. I mean, they look exactly the same as far as I can tell. There's a little teeny nick here on the toe, if I can get it to focus. You can kind of see it. It's just a little dark spot. That was there before. I did that somehow. I'm pretty sure it was there before. Anyhow, it's not that noticeable even if they did it. But I know I gave these one little mark, and I think that was it. I'll try these on in a little while. Like I said, get cleaned up, get a proper tripod set up, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So like I said, I failed to do my follow-up footage sooner. That being said, I've had a lot of time and opportunities to wear my Z Cloud 2s since they came back from the ReChaco, from the toe tightening fix. So I've gone for a little walk to show you them, and give you a shot of my feet here just to prove that they're doing good. It's like 30 something. It was 37 degrees when I checked, but it's trying to snow, so I think we're quickly getting closer to 32 Fahrenheit for us funny Americans. So here's the Z2s. You might be able to see that my toes are looking a little red because it's kind of chilly. But they've been really good since I've sent them out for the toe tightening fix. The let's see. The toe loop doesn't wrench down on my toes anymore. One thing I will say about the Z2 with the toe loop is it does take getting used to. I find that, I mean, well, they do feel a little more stable like shoes, because your foot is enclosed in shoes, and the toe loop just gives a little extra support off that big toe. What I found is that if you try and resist the toe loop a lot, it still kind of hurt my toes. And so you sort of got to get used to it and just let it be there. Don't fight it, and you'll be okay. Should be okay. That's been my experience, and so yeah, I've been really happy with them. I can't remember the other thing I wanted to say now. My hand is cold. I'm just gonna put my hood on. So, I'll just finish by saying the people at the ReChaco did an awesome job. So if you guys are watching this, thank you. Since the Z Cloud 2s came back from the ReChaco, they've been awesome. I love wearing them. I'm a little sad we're going into winter time because I can't wear them. My toes are numb right now. But they've been great. So if you have issues with your Chacos, I've added the link for the ReChaco below. Stay warm out there. It's a cold one today.